my Instagram live template video went viral. And the first thing you hear when something goes viral is everyone out there saying, do more of that same exact thing. And it just makes sense. Do more of what's working. So that's what I did. And on, again, more Instagram tips. You might be here on this channel because of those tips, but what happens when I wanted to share something else? Maybe something about YouTube that I had learned along the way. If I share YouTube, does that mean that it's not going to work? Well, most of the time, it doesn't. To be honest, it didn't for me. Now, the consequences of what we see happening as a result of niching down causes different effects for both types of people, creators and entrepreneurs. So which one are you? For example, if you're a creator, you run into this wall, what's called the creator burnout, because it's logical. You get tired of creating the same thing over and over and over again. In my case, it was Instagram. For somebody else, it might be a certain type of fitness workout. If you're only creating that same specific fitness workout, there comes a point where you're like, what else could I possibly say and teach about this Pilates movement that I'm doing? Now, on the other hand, and this one's a good one and a tricky one, for entrepreneurs, normally they start creating content to sell. So obviously that's going to work because you're creating content about a problem, you're telling the audience how to solve it, and you're also pitching in your product. It works. It worked for me. It's probably worked for a lot of you watching right now. But now, what happens when you want to offer something else? To have that audience listen to you when you want to talk about something else other than that marketing course that you've been selling. Now, here's the biggest problem that I've pinpointed, that I've done, and that we all think. We're stuck on A equals B, and A cannot equal C or D or E. So it basically means that we don't think a lawyer can or should be posting travel pictures. It just doesn't make sense to us. And trust me, as soon as I realized this, I knew something in my content had to change because I didn't want to stay stuck on a niche. So this doesn't mean that you can't change it or that it's too late. No, it means grab it now while you can. You might have noticed my content change. And trust me, it's going to continue to change because we're always changing, you and me. Point is, niching doesn't work. It did in the past. It worked really, really, really well. But there's enough of that already. If you need SEO, there's enough of the people that are posting those SEO carousels. If you need social media marketing tips, there's enough of like the first thing that comes to your head, all those how-tos, all those tutorials, there's enough of that already. To create for the long one, it's about adding more dimension to your content. Adding pillars. That means that lawyer can also talk about human design, or even a traveling lawyer that shares different rules and laws in each country that that person travels to. Like mixing and uniting these two things that that person loves together. The point is to think outside of A equals B. That first thing, routines, the healthy recipes. What about besides that? What's something that can totally just like grab a person and be like, this is totally different from what I've seen online. It goes outside your niche. Yes, you're talking about that one thing. That's your primary thing, but you're adding more to it. It's not like before where it was like, no, if you talk about SEO, do not dare to share a picture of you traveling, because what does that even mean to your audience? You can make it have so much meaning, but it's about adding strategy and knowing how you're doing it. That's unique, that's you, and that's what you need to be putting out into the digital world. And you know the drill. I'll see you right back here on this same exact channel next week.